If y'all are out there, just so you know, I failed the StreamYard Live. So I have. I thought I'd come out and catch some pretty bright sunlight, but proven to be a little bit of an issue. So, anyways, catch a second. All chat. Alrighty. Give y'all a second to find me. Alright, we got one thumbs up in here. That is good. Alright. Hey, Blisters, Minix, Serpent, good morning. Artist Resin, good morning. Jess, good morning. OTG, good morning. Well, guys, I was gonna try a StreamYard thing, and it was failing bad. Good morning, Serpent. Good morning, Artist. Yeah, guys, I wanted to do a quick check-in. Osmium just came up something fierce. Crystal Osmium just came up something fierce, y'all. We just scored. Here, let's try it like this. Oh, this is not going to work today, is it? All right. So, y'all, we're just going to run it right off of here for now. I'll figure out the StreamYard garbage later. Still getting used to it. So, some fun stuff. Let me start here. This little puppy here, diameter 4, right? Yeah, this is the most difficult stuff in the world to film. This is a diameter 5. But what I just got in is a diameter 7. Look how fast those grow. Isn't that neat, huh? So, we also got special treat in. We've got a foiled star in. Say boom yeah. Boom yeah. We've also got I really got to figure out the StreamYard. I keep trying to like do stuff in the background and then but somehow it shows everybody in the whole dang world. Oh my goodness, look who is here to visit. It is Tony and Super. What up, guys? So glad to see ya. So what we're doing today is, I was so excited yesterday. You know, it went, the price of Crystal Osmium just blew through the dang roof yesterday. We came up a bunch. Bow. And our current price, $1,554.63 a gram. That's USD. $1,554.63 a gram today. Guys, this is a new high. This is a brand new high. Look at that, guys. I just got that 7 in. Here, guys, I'm going to move it slowly. So if you guys want to pause it and search any of these numbers, take a look at those yourself. You're welcome to. Look at that. My bro Blisters. If y'all haven't subbed to Blister and Barnacles channel, man, y'all get at it. Blisterin is the man. He is top-notch supporter, y'all, and he's a great, thorough, and steady, consistent content producer, and just a real pleasure to have here on YouTube. So, man, guys, back to what I was saying a second ago. We just hit a brand new high. How much for one? Are you a dealer? Jess, I am not a dealer. However, I will make deals. You know, maybe someday Institute will accept me. Maybe they'll be like, you know, this guy is all right. Mr. and Mrs. West. Good morning, bro West. How you doing, buddy? So we hit an all-time high. I know I keep saying it, but goodness, guys, we really hit an all-time high. And this is just the beginning, y'all. Every time this thing comes up, I get excited. And then, you know, of course, there's gonna be a slight price correction every time somebody decides, you know, they've made some money. But guys, this isn't stopping anytime soon. It's not, it cannot. It's just too rare, and there's too many people in the world that have interest in rare precious metal. It doesn't really matter how many people don't believe in it and don't care about it and la-da-da, because, whoa. Because at the end of the day, there's always somebody in line who is interested, who is willing, who does want it. Club. Hey, you know what's the beautiful thing, Gerald, about Club Osmium? Anybody who owns Club Osmium is Club Osmium. Isn't that nice, huh? So, man, you know, I've been buying it on the ups, and then I've been buying it on the down. And I'll tell you what, guys, I am full up right now. I am full green right now. Full green. You know, a lot of guys use the price average method, you know, cost averaging, and they just buy it. And then they just buy it. Then they just buy it. And you know what? They're always, when those guys do that, there comes a time where you go full green and you stop worrying about sticky premiums, you know? And whether somebody adds on an additional premium or it's just natural premium, it's all sticky premium. And it's just something you kind of got to expect with any precious metals purchase. But holy smacks, guys, I've never had an investment that was so consistently and thoroughly going up. So we got a little bit of overcast today. Man, I had some beautiful sun just a minute ago, and it was golden, golden, golden. And then overcast as soon as I hit StreamYard. I want to talk about life fails, right? So, what up, Wrench? Good to see you here, buddy. Man, y'all, thanks for coming out and visiting. Yeah, guys, so I'm sitting here personally celebrating the new high of Osmium at $1,554.63. Good morning, Jerry. Glad to see you in here, buddy. Man, it's so cool, guys. I'm so used to seeing these names in fellow chat, not in my own. And it's a real pleasure and an honor to have all y'all here. So, if anybody's, what do you guys think? Should I do a quick refresher on Osmium for everybody? Or is everybody in here feeling pretty caught up, like we should just go to the next part of the talk? What do you guys think? Anybody here want a real fast refresher on Crystal Osmium? Benefits of it? Tell you what, I'm just going to start going, and y'all tell me when to stop. Okay, and you say, all right, we're caught up, we're ready to move on. Okay, so crystal osmium is different than osmium in the sense that crystal osmium has a bit of a different structuring to it. Because whenever you take osmium from its raw form into its crystal form, it literally has a different physical structure to it, okay? And it's a far more stable structure. How much more stable? Completely inert. I think there's like two chemicals out there. I think it's like chlorine and fluorine, oxidizing chemicals that could potentially affect this. But outside of that, there's no acid, no alkaline, hot or cold, that's going to affect this, okay? So it is the 8th and final precious metal of the platinum group metals, okay? It is the rarest non-radioactive. It is the densest non-radioactive. It is the most abrasive material. It is the most reflective substance on Earth. It is the highest value per density. Did I mention it's the highest density? It's incredibly rare, guys. It's incredibly rare. It's found alongside platinum, okay? So just to kind of give you guys an idea, for every 10,000 tons of platinum ore, you extract, on average, about 30 grams of osmium. And then of all that osmium that's collected, only a percentage of it gets crystallized. And of all that crystallized osmium, only a percentage of it is only going to fall in hands, okay? Osmium has a lot of wonderful uses. However, it is so rare and so expensive that a lot of those use cases are unrealized. Mostly because it's just not practical. Like, this would make the best submarine in the world. However, there's not enough of it out there to make a submarine. Maybe for, like a small cat or something. But it's resistance to compression. It's got the greatest resistance to compression. It's meaning it is the least compressible material we have. It can take immense pressures. I mean immense structural pressures. It's nearly as hard as a diamond or sapphire. It usually falls in the same range, depending on the diamond or sapphire, of hardness. Here, let me see if I can, I got some facts I could probably bring up. Let me see. Give me a second, guys. All right, here we go. I'm going to give you the straight facts, okay? Odor, odorless. Bulk modulus, 462 GPa. Hardness is a 7.0 on the Mohs scale. The melting point is 3,033 degrees Celsius. The boiling point is 5,012 degrees Celsius. Osmium is not flammable, okay? It's got a density of 22.61 grams a cubic centimeter, okay? It is crystalline, insoluble in water, acidic and or caustic solutions. If the temperatures exceed 400 degrees Celsius, it'll form osmium tetroxide, which is highly hazardous to a person. Now, however, the amounts we're dealing with will never ever, like, I don't think this produce, like, most of these pieces will produce enough gas off the surface to actually be extremely harmful. Like, it'd be probably slightly irritating to you if you did manage to gas this off. Let's see. It's a hexagonal closed pack structure, which is the most compact structure of the crystalline structures, which makes it one of the beautiful parts about it. Is it's highly, immensely packed, densely packed, uniformly packed atomic structure. Okay. And so what that does, guys, the beauty of that and why that's important to us is because, like all your noble metals, resistance to oxidization, which is resistance to the oxygen and water in stable conditions in our atmosphere. Look, guys, let me put it this way. Let me try saying it this way. You should never, ever in a million years see your osmium toned. If you think you have osmium toning issues, what you actually have is filthy, dirty, disgusting osmium. because guys, it doesn't oxidize. I mean, 400 degrees Celsius, I'm sure somebody's got a Google near them that could tell you what 400 degrees Celsius is and what it would take to get there. Let's say it's not going to get that hot in your window. You know, you'd probably have to cook it on the stove to really pull that off. So, what it makes is extreme resistance to loss of value in the quality of your metal. Okay, one of the other neat things about crystal osmium is it is the purest substance in the world. Guys, it doesn't leave the Institute at less than 5 nines fine. Okay, your best gold, your best silver, your best platinum is coming in at 4 nines fine. That's 99.995 fine. Okay, osmium starts at 99.9995. That's its declaration. Now, it's been theorized, and we don't really have the ability to test it that far. It's been theorized to be up to 11 nines fine. Okay, so why is this important? Because purity and fineness is going to be part of your retention of value. Okay, now, who is this a value to? It's a value to collectors, it's a value to investors, and it's also a value to the scientific community, okay? And so what I mean by that is just like platinum, rhodium, ruthenium, any of your precious metals. Good morning, Brandon Mitchell. OTG, let me get you. Bam, bam. All right. You should have just got that, OTG. Ladybug, let's get you hooked up too. Bam, good morning, Ladybug. No way. Look at, guys, everybody, can you do me a favor? Say hi to my buddy Akka for me. Akka, don't think I forgot you, buddy. Akka is going to get a free sample. He is. He's going to get a 2mm square. I've just been waiting for him to come home. I want to know he's home before I send osmium through his ports. Holy crap. You want to talk about... Jeez. Australian frickin' package police. Good heavens. You want to talk about some... Yeah, a lot of these European package police too, man. I'm telling you, those guys are dirty, terrible. Alrighty. So everybody say hi to Akka, and if you haven't subscribed to Akka, please go in and subscribe to Akka. He is He is so much fun, and dude is a freaking secret genius. He don't want nobody to know he's a genius. You know, he likes to play the good fellow, but no, Ak is a genius, and he's hiding it. And he's a lot of fun, and he's a great supporter. He's sent me some wonderful packages. Thank you, Akka. I really do appreciate you, buddy. Um, okay, fineness, purity. Okay, so I was having a conversation with a feller the other day, becoming a good buddy of mine, and we were discussing what you've heard me discuss multiple times before is, listen, y'all, one of the big challenges to osmium, okay, is, especially the crystal osmium, okay, is lack of a market, okay? Now, see, the problem is we tend to view these precious metals as stacker material, okay? This is stacker, this is investment material, this is la-da-da, this is moneymaker, okay? Now, not everybody in the world views it that way, okay, guys? One of the greatest consumers of osmium is the scientific community, okay? Because they've got more uses for osmium than us stackers do, all right? And so what they need is good purity. Whenever these guys collect this stuff, okay, whenever they're using this stuff, they need purity. They got to have guaranteed purity, you know, because otherwise, you know, it's going to affect samples, it's going to affect tests and stuff. And this is what I was saying a minute ago. Just like platinum, rhodium, ruthenium, and all palladium and all these other metals, there was a time, okay, where people challenged these metals and they said, listen, these metals they're expensive, they're difficult to recover, it's not economical to use these. We don't even know how to use these. We don't have the equipment to use these. But now you look at platinum, and it is such an indispensable and valuable part of our economy, our scientific process, our medical fields, and we have the technology to work with it now. And now a little bit of platinum goes a real long ways, okay? Well, same with osmium, okay? So when you're dealing with osmium in a scientific or medical community, they don't need that much. They don't need this big old diameter 5 chunk that looks so beautiful and gorgeous and is going to be a trend setting in the jewelry community. They don't need that. They need just like a speck of it. And then they need this speck plated on a piece of glass. And that's all they need. But there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of them needing it. And the uses are growing as we're discovering more and more uses of the properties, okay? So like one of the major fields that you might not suspect osmium to be used in is the nuclear field, okay? They use this as a superconductor, okay? This is a paramagnetic. And so like, I want to say interferometry and a couple other EM field testings and magnetic testings and field testings. Well, they need non-magnetic materials, and sometimes they need repulsion to magnetic materials, and sometimes they need materials that, when under extreme cold, like for example, this being a paramagnetic and a superconductor at 0 degrees Kelvin is a perfect conductor for electricity. It creates, like, in the most layman's I can put it, it creates a slipstream of energy around the material, okay? Kind of like the laminar effect that you would have with air or water, where it actually moves faster along the surface than it does around the surrounding area because of like a low pressure zone. Well, it kind of creates like an atomic low pressure zone, and so they use this, okay? But also they use this in like high-end electrical tips, anything that takes a scratching, a beating, super high temperatures. All of a sudden you need these ultra dense extremely dense, extremely uniformly packed materials, resistant to high heats, resistant to corrosion, and etc. And so what we're looking at now, this is just a representation. This is the most secure way for you to possibly invest in osmium. This is absolutely the most secure way. Okay? It's also the safest way to invest in your crystal osmium. Okay? Now, back to platinums, rutheniums, your platinum family. Okay? Guys, as technology increases and as our use cases for materials increase, okay, there is going to be a necessity of trusted source material. Okay, so whether you slap this in a watch or a jewelry or an earring piece now, or a ring, or whatever you want to do with it now, that'll carry great, wonderful premium values. But someday, somebody's going to want some for something else. And unless they have the ability to refine it themselves, and I'll tell you, most guys don't, they're going to need to source good, clean crystal osmium at some point, because it's just so much safer and cleaner and trusting to handle through the Institute. So there are other guys out there that are crystallizing this stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, there are guys that are really good at crystallizing, okay? But Institute really does have this process down. They've got a very controlled and uniform process. And so no matter who comes into the crystallization process and into the crystallization community, Osmium Institute is really always going to be leading the way for a really long time. And there's no threat to your investment from other investors, okay? One of the reasons is it's just so dang rare, and Institute's got so dang much of it verified that they're a household name. They've kind of become a household name in the use case for it, or in providing it to us in the economy of it. All right, here, let me catch up real quick. I've been missing chat. Yes, fountain pens on the tips. Yes, they do. And you guys don't think fountain tips are dead technology. They're not. As a matter of fact, the fountain tip usage is actually increasing alongside the population of the world. Like, look, even if the users, even if there's less people per capita using fountain tip pens, or let's just jump to the end result, osmium, even if there are less users per capita, the increase in population alone is still giving rise to an increase in population of users of osmium. So who cares, guys? Like, look, you're either going to be on the train or you're not. You can source it through whomever you want or you choose to. But I'm going to let you know, guys, okay? Your options. All right, let me back up. You go to eBay, there are dealers of this dealing fake osmium. Some of this being oh, give me a second. I'm trying to remember. Tungsten is one of them. So, for example, what they'll do is they'll crystallize a tungsten, and then they'll heat treat it for the blue color, and then they release it as this little chunk of osmium. And the problem is with it is that you are not going to be able to measure this correctly with traditional equipment. Okay, so you're going to need some high-level equipment to start discerning, unless you're like getting really good at recognizing this. could look at a piece of that and be like, fake. But if you're new to this, you need to be careful. And so one of the things the Institute does is they track it from mined source all the way to your hands, making it an ethical and trusted source for the osmium, okay? And there are fakes out here, guys. There was another one, and I'll have to get the name of it again, that they use to simulate this product, but there's only so much of this, guys. And in the raw form, there's only so many people going to sell it to you, okay? Let's start there. Your ability to work with the raw form, you're going to be extremely highly limited with the physical capabilities of actually working with the raw. And so then their next option is sponge. Sponge carries less, it's less pure. It is not pure. Let's say it that way. Sponge is not pure. And also you are going to get possibly some minor oxidization. It's going to be a little bit harder to keep. And again, you're going to be limited on who's going to sell this to you. Okay. Neil, I wish I could, but I'm not on StreamYard, buddy. I'm stuck on YouTube right now. I had to cancel the StreamYard, man. Y'all, if you got a second, go ahead and click the link for Neil's commercial for Osmium. They put together a real nice little commercial. They did great photography on it, and it includes some vital information. So, and if you guys ever want to learn more about platinum or whatnot, hop on over to Neil's, and Neil can give you some background information. He really is caught up on the platinum thing. So, mate, you are right into this. You definitely know a lot of. Now officially, I'm #1 on Osmium. Thanks, Haka. I appreciate you. You can share screen on YouTube. Oh my goodness. All right. Give me a second. How the hell do I even do that? Oops. Close. Oh my goodness, Neil. Neil, buddy, you're going to have to forgive me because this is too experimental for me right now. Okay? Guys, I can always come back and do another one later, okay? Maybe a little bit later I'll put some light on these things. I really thought I was going to capture the light today, but I'm telling you, man, every time Space Miner sets his hand to something, we got the good Lord strengthening my hand. So, and he doesn't strengthen the hand without exercise, and you don't get exercise without struggle, and you don't get struggle without challenge, and you don't get challenge without trying. So, we do need the rain. We do need the rain. So, where was I? Yeah, guys, I got so dang excited seeing that price yesterday. Just like, I'm telling you guys, I checked in early in the morning and I was like, the price was like $14.53 or something like that. A little bit later, I checked on it and I was like, woo, $15.08, you know? And then I turned around a bit later, $15.45, like, you gotta be kidding me. Dude, guys, this stuff ain't stopping. It's not. And I don't see that it will. It's just too rare, and there's too many people willing to put their hands on it. You know? Yeah, we're at $1,554.63 a gram. If anybody's got a calculator on hand, I'd love to hear the ounce price real quick. Oh, wait, I can get it. I bet you I can. Nope, I'm losing. I don't want to experiment while I'm online. there's been some people buying in on this, and anybody who's bought in on this right now, if you have your Osmium Institute app and you're looking at these, guaranteed you're in the green right now. It's going up because you're buying it all. It feels like it, doesn't it? Aka, let me tell you the truth, buddy. I have personally cleared a shelf of 2 millimeters before. Not like they got like your 2 millimeter category, okay, and then you got price shelves. And I have personally cleared a shelf off before of 2 mils. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's done this. And there was a minute that they stopped even producing the 2 mils. And I guess it was just such a hit, they decided, let's re-release the 2 mils. But now if you want a 2 mil, you're going to be paying double the price you were 6 months ago. Easy. Easy. And look, guys, let me be real clear about this. Space Miner is not trying to say, oh, this is going to replace the silver and the gold and the platinum and all of it. It's just going to replace the world. Guys, this is not the future in money, but it is a future in money, okay? Diversity is key. Like, look, there's been a lot of guys retained and achieved wealth through gold and silver. There are, and there will be, okay? But let me tell you, it's kind of like the difference between Bitcoin and Doge, okay? Let me just hit it like that with crypto, okay? It's kind of the difference between Bitcoin and Doge. Bitcoin, you open up your wallet in 10 years, and yeah, you may be extra wealthy. But Doge, you might get that in a day. You might get that in a week. So like I worked with one, it was a shitcoin called XR Doge, and it was on the XRPL network, and it was a shitcoin, okay? But I dumped a lot of money into a shitcoin, and I came up 600% in like 2 weeks, and I made a lot of money really fast. And then the coin lost its ass. Maybe I was a whale. I don't know. So there are different ways of making money. There's short-term projection, long-term projection, there's cost averaging, there's price pointing, and there's all these different things. Well, I had a buddy who was telling me how back in the day, he invested in ruthenium, okay? And his ruthenium input was somewhere right over $5,000, okay? He put right over $5,000 into 3 ounces of ruthenium, okay? 10 years later, those same 3 ounces paid off his house, okay? And what has Space Miner been telling you guys? It doesn't matter what metal you choose. But dang it, you better have a plan. You better see the projection on that metal. You know, if there's some metals you're going to lose your ass on right now. That's just the way it is. They've still got a lot of action. But if you're cost averaging, you don't really care because you're looking 20 years into the future. Okay? But you know, silver, gold, platinum are not the only metals that gain value. They're not. I don't know how many times I freaking said this or had to explain this to people, but let me say this one more time very carefully. Gold, silver, platinum are not the only metals in the world. They're not the only ones that gain value, and they are not always your best investment, okay? Now, they're trusted. These are trusted investments. They're relied upon investments. They're all the investments you were brainwashed into your go-tos, okay? Let's face it, guys. These metal choices have been cultured into us. But there was always somebody in the background getting ready to pay their house off in ruthenium. You see what I'm saying? And if you want to make money like that, you need to be able to expand your horizons and start stepping into other metals. Okay? Gold is not the best investment in the world. It's a good investment. It's a trusty investment, but it is not the best investment. It's just a different investment. So I took a break from gold. I've never been a huge fan of gold, and you guys have heard that out of me. I'm not a huge fan of gold. I've used gold, but gold is just so dang liquid that it's become diluted. And most of the time, when a guy goes to sell back his big gains on his gold, most of the time, he's just plain getting his money back. Plain and simple, just getting his money back. All that profit he made was simply to cover premiums. You look at silver. Silver's been dang near sideways for a long time. You look at platinum. On the long term of platinum, it's a damn near sideways. On the short term of platinum, you're going to see some major volatility. Like, go from poor man to rich man, in a year. And that's what I'm getting at. Osmium is just a different metal. It's just, hey, long lives, getting wealthy. Silver has doubled for him. And if you play your cards right, yes. And that's what I keep going on about. It doesn't matter which metal, but you got to have a plan. Send me a pack of cools, mate. Where do I get OS and Aussie? ACA, I believe you do have a State Institute partner in Australia. I will get you connected, okay? Let's see. Alan, welcome in, brother. Alan's a whale in space miner rounds. Bet y'all didn't know that. Artist, let's get you hooked up. Oh, come on, quit focusing. So, look, there's more gold being found every day. Somebody was just telling me about like Ohio or Oklahoma or someone. They just found out that if they dig down a certain depth, they're going to get a whole bunch of gold. Okay? Here's the problem with gold. Gold is controlled. Okay? I don't care what you say. Gold is controlled because gold is control. Okay? That's why they've raised us this way. That's why they've made our minds go this way. That's why they want us this way. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. Gold is good stuff. But there are metals like this that are undervalued. And let me tell you why they're undervalued, okay? Oh, right, Aka. It's going to be late as hell for you, isn't it? Bro, Aka, are you home now? Or you going to be home for a minute, buddy? Am I okay to send a package here eventually? Okay, so guys, I tell you, you'll hear me tell you, don't watch the charts, watch the mines. The mines are what's producing it. All right, well, welcome home, Aka, and buddy, we'll connect real soon. I'll keep you updated on any changes you should watch for, okay? So, all of your platinum metals are undervalued right now. Platinum is definitely undervalued. It costs, they are making somewhere between $50 and negative $50 USD on an ounce of platinum. They're balancing between losing money and making shit money on platinum right now. And the reason is because of how much more rare than gold it is. Platinum is much more difficult to mine. much more difficult to process, and there are far fewer platinum mines than there are gold mines, right? Well, we've got platinum mines shutting down all over the place. Now, whether they're waiting for the price to increase on platinum, they're just holding off on their mining and they're waiting for the price to increase, or as a nation, they can't economically support the mine, or whatever the case is, platinum it's hedging itself. They're barely hanging on to the platinum economy at the current price. So at some point, there's going to have to come a reflection in the price, a reflection of the actual economy that drives it, okay? Platinum is one of the precious metals that are actually tied, that the price is actually tied to the manufacturing of it, okay? And so we should be, before long, I don't think it'll take much longer, we should be seeing the correction in platinum prices probably pretty soon. And I'm guessing pretty soon based on how gold is performing. And why I say that is the less volatile a gold market becomes and the more it stabilizes, okay, that stability is part of the stability of the gold pricing has to do with how much gold we have out there and how we're using it, okay? So if we had a huge, let's say somebody discovered a huge gold reserve, okay, and it's going to be easy for them to mine, it's going to be cheap for them to mine. Well, gold all of a sudden is going to have less of a price change, less of an effect on its pricing because there's just so much more of it, it's going to be harder to affect the price. Now, platinum, there's so little of it that any fluctuation in production or manufacturing is going to affect the price of platinum. Now, when you've got a metal like osmium, ruthenium, iridium, palladium, any of these guys, they're found mostly and most commonly next to platinum, okay, right next to platinum as part of the platinum, and you got to pull it from the platinum, okay? So if platinum is hard to mine, how much harder is osmium? And if platinum mines are shutting down and making platinum that much harder to get a hold of, how much harder is osmium going to be to get a hold of? Yeah, gallium is one of them. Indium. Everybody forgets about indium. And you guys have, anybody that's been around me for a minute, you've heard me mention indium multiple times. Indium is far more rare than gold. It's far cheaper than gold. Why? Our production facilities treat something like indium as this plentiful, bountiful resource, but it's not. If you looked at the price, you would think there was plenty of indium to go around, but there's not. There's only a little bit of indium. There's only a little bit of indium, guys. Gallium's rare too. And these are metals that have, like indium, one of the things they use indium for is our screens in our phones and our computers and our laptops and stuff. Gallium, when combined with indium, makes a new material that stays a liquid metal like mercury all the way down to -50 degrees. It's like -50, and I don't know if it's Celsius or Fahrenheit. I want to say Celsius. -50 Celsius when combined with indium. So indium and gallium will have a chemical reaction in which the gallium will, I guess it's a saturate sort of into the indium, and they have a chemical reaction which produces a liquid metal that is like mercury, that's used for like low temperature sensing equipment. And because it's liquid metal all the way, and it's a stable liquid metal on top of that too, meaning like you're not going to be able to chemically revert it. Once it goes to a liquid metal, that's it. It's a stable and inert liquid metal. And so, and there's huge production facilities dedicated to the production of this, okay? But what I'm getting at, though, is metals like gallium and indium and ruthenium have far more use case than your gold, believe it or not, than your gold and your silver. Now, gold and silver gets a lot of usage, don't get me wrong. Platinum gets a butt ton of usage, and it's also one of the most recycled, if not the most recycled material on Earth. Bismuth's another one of those. Bismuth's one of those other rare, important metals that we never realize how much we need them until that price changes. So, like, if a guy wanted to make a lot of money in the next 10 years, I would not be pointing him at gold and silver. I would be pointing him at platinum, osmium, ruthenium, indium, bismuth, gallium, okay? There are other common metals like copper that are due. Their time is due, and they will get their time. They will. But in the meantime, there's a lot of them that, like osmium, that one small flux, dude, all you need is one platinum mine to shut down, and you have knocked out a huge supply of your osmium, iridium, your palladiums, etc. I will, Neil, I will. Let's see. Laced Up, good morning, buddy. How do you get gallium? There's a lot of sites like Luciteria, Luciteria, Luciteria. They're like a, mineral and metal collection facility, and this is where you get a lot of your rare metals. But what was I saying a second ago? Pacha. I was saying hello to everybody. Oh yeah, we were getting at it. So like your ruthenium, okay? I don't know if y'all know, but ruthenium is an extremely common jewelry material, okay? They use it for like a lot of scratch resistance because of how hard it is. And you guys have seen like the ruthenium coated coins and stuff like that. Well, ruthenium is it's got a huge amount of use. Catalytic converters can, when the supplies of platinum or possibly palladium are exhausted for catalytic conversion, ruthenium is a great, in fact, it's probably a lot better of a material in a lot of use cases than platinum, but because it's so much more rare, platinum becomes the go-to, right? But there's a huge portion of industry that depend on some of these metals. And so like the indium used in phone screens. Well, you just look at the economy for phone screens. Well, guys, your phone usage is double every day, it seems like. Every day there's more people getting phones, screens, computers. Well, you need indium for that. And indium's way more rare than gold. And so how long can they keep this up before supply and demand catch up? So, but the challenge with the rare metals, the challenge for the rare metals is always going to be, who the heck do you sell it to? Okay. So like the ruthenium as example, ruthenium and platinum. If you're having a hard time selling the stuff, go to your jewelers. Most jewelers will buy these materials. Oh no, it's raining. Oh no. Did you see that ninja catch, y'all? That was ninja. Oh no. All right, guys. I'm going to shut this down. I got to pack everything up like real fast. Oh no. You guys, I'm losing. I'm losing. All right, guys. I got to shut this down like now. When it rains in New Mexico, it's deluge. Oh no, I'm losing, guys. I'm losing. All right. Much love, y'all. I got to go like right now. All right. Bye.